Let's consider the probability of persistent fund performance. In other words, if a manager outperforms, can they do it again? This chart highlights the best of the best, top quartile funds by IRR, and what the odds are that the successor fund will land back in the top quartile. Well, the data tells us that top performing funds have a 30 to 40% chance of landing back in the top quartile. 30 to 40% is certainly better than a random draw, but far from guaranteed. Now, expanding the scope to include first and second quartile funds, the chances of winning again get better. Probability of landing back in the top half by IRR increases to 60 to 70% across strategies. I like those odds. So when you're evaluating a manager, past strong performance is particularly predictive of landing above the median again. But it's essentially unheard of for a manager to have all top quartile funds across their track record. Investors may need to change their viewpoint of only investing in top quartile managers because it's nearly impossible to do so in a repeatable manner. Now, if performance can persist at the top, can it also at the bottom? Let's look at the top half performing funds. As we just discussed, persistence of performance remains across first and second quartile funds. Strong managers tend to stay strong. This chart now isolates bottom half performers. Roughly 60% of the time, bottom half funds remain in the bottom. Only 17% of bottom half funds end up in the top quartile. So investors beware. Chances are you'll end up in the same scenario if you continue to support a third or fourth quartile manager. The key takeaway? Persistence of performance can cut both ways. Investors need to focus on manager selection to find the winners, but also avoid the losers. All that to say, history may not repeat, but it often leaves breadcrumbs worth paying attention to.